So like I said earlier, for static routing, there are two ways of doing it. So basically you have the devices that you want to connect to. In our topology, we saw in our topology that we had two devices, and we said that if you want to do static routing, we want to put in this network, the 172, because this network on this device, it has 172.16.1.0, and it also knows about 172.16.4.0, but this device knows about only 172.16.2.0, 172.16.4.0 networks. But in the topology, we have three networks, 1, 2, and 3. So this guy is missing one network. So these are all the networks in this topology, 7.2.16.1.0, the 2.0, and the 4.0. This guy is missing 2.0, and this guy is missing 1.0. So static routing is that we have to put in this 2.0 network in this device and also put in 1.0 in this device. And so in our say lab, what we did was we had to go into the devices and then configure the networks. But what we were doing was that we were using the next hop. So basically, we're doing this. We went into R1. And the missing network for R1 was 172.16.2.0. And so we did IP route, which is this command, and then we put the destination network, the missing one, and the subnet mask 255.255.255.0. But we said that there's .1 here, 172, this is 4.0 here, 16.172 here. So this is .1, this is .2. We're saying that in order for us to get to the R2 router, it is 172.16.4.1. So this is what the next hop address is. So we put the network address, the subnet mask, and the next hop, but we're also saying that instead of putting the next hop, you can put the exit interface. So the exit interface is the interface ID. So if it's S0/0, you have to say, okay, you can go there. Instead of saying you use the next hop, you can say use S0/0. So it's either you use the next hop or you use X0/0. But there are reasons why you need the next hop or you will do the exit interface. There are situations where you will do either of the two. So the next hop is more like saying, how do we get to that particular point using the IP address? And mostly if you have a network like this, where you have different routers, we call them broadcast multi-access networks. Basically, if we do the next hop, so if we do exit interface, it will send a broadcast to everyone saying, hey, I don't know the IP address, but I know that I have to go to somewhere and then you guys can help me. That is a lot of pressure on the link. So if you have a network like this, you have to put the next hop IP address so that it will eliminate this whole broadcast issue. But if you have a point-to-point link, so like you have a router which is directly connected to another router, you would want to use the exit interface. So you could use the exit interface, which is fine because it's just point-to-point.